Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the show. Hope everyone is doing well. We'll just wait a couple minutes for people to pop in. My name is Tim. If we haven't met face to face, I run this YouTube channel, Online Teacher Dude, where we talk about online teaching topics, companies, going independent, or going solo, and how you can build an online teaching business for yourself. And I've created videos over the years about all kinds of things related to online teaching, specifically about companies, and just sharing my journey of all the online teaching that I've done, I'm currently doing, and how I've been able to do that and how I've been able to do it successfully for about 7 years now. And I want other people to have the same success. I want other people to find the joy in being able to teach online and be able to make an income and to be able to build their own businesses around it. So welcome today. Well, first I'll say some people noticed that I wasn't here last week. That is true. I forgot to post on the community part of the channel that I took a week off, but trying to be consistent, but sometimes we get off the train and we just need to get back on. And so today I'm really excited to share about Launch Academy. One of the reasons is because I'm running a promotion right now that I was doing over the weekend, and maybe you had gotten some emails about that. And so I thought before the promotion closes today, I would pop on live and give you a behind the scenes and kind of give this a dual purpose video to share about Launch Academy with those that might be interested. And really what I say is, if you've ever thought about building a teaching business, and what I'm talking about is going beyond working for companies, going beyond working for platforms and teaching on your own. It's something that I've talked about a lot, and I believe that it's within everybody's reach. And everyone's journey to get there is different. But I've created a course, I've created a program that gives you support to do that. And I just want to encourage you that there's no time better than the present to join and to start, putting those wheels into motion, so to speak, and to start taking action around what steps you need to take to move off of companies and platforms that don't always pay you very well, to being able to having your own students and to grow your own student base, basically being able to teach what you want, charge what you want, what you're worth, and to have the freedom and flexibility of that. When I look back on the difference between working for a company and working independently, the differences are great. You're not bound by anyone's policies, anyone's structure. What you charge is what you take home, more or less, minus a few payment fees and platform fees and things like that, if you're depending on what you subscribe to, curriculum, if you purchase that, of course, things like that. But the rewards really are so much greater. So let's say hello to a couple people in the chat. We've got 15 watching. Please say hello. Let us know where you're tuning in from. Hello, Al and Dragonfly. Thanks. You noticed I wasn't here last week. And evening and morning to you too, Al. So let me just start by sharing the sort of origins of Launch, which sort of has become synonymous with my name because it was the very first course that I created back in 2021 when I saw a need that teachers had on how can they continue teaching their own students. And it was something that I was going through alongside with them. But I had sort of been subconsciously, I guess, maybe the word, preparing for that. And I had started to have a couple of students. I had started to do a lot of research around, like, if things ever happened with companies, or if I was fired, or if I lost my job, or if, bookings were too low, could I do this on my own, and what would I have to do? So I was gathering contacts. I was kind of putting some of those wheels into motion. And then when I started going full swing into it, there were hundreds of other teachers doing the same thing. And I said, let's create sort of a training. I guess at that time it was like a mini course around it. And hundreds of teachers joined over several months, and I started to revise the course and I started to update it as I saw what teachers were needing and what things were redundant and what teachers were asking about. And so the launch course went through different variations. I was primarily running that course as a sort of live course, meaning you would join from like August 1st to September 1st, and you would get a weekly call with me. You would get the chatting with the other members. You would get the course. And I was running that. I probably ran it about 8 different times. And then I decided to put the course on what in the course creation world is called evergreen, meaning it's something that you can join at any time. I felt like that model would work better for people, would work better for me. And I'm still kind of toying with the idea of bringing back the live component simultaneously alongside the evergreen component. But that's for another day. But right now, the course is something that you can join at any time. And it's become more than just a course. It's become a community. And I still keep those monthly calls, which are sort of like coaching calls, maybe a mini training, basically a chance for you to meet others that are doing the same thing, to get questions answered and things like that. So hi, South California. Sorry about that. Hey, Victoria, good to see you. Hey, Maria in China. Awesome. Good to see you. Good to see you. If you're here, say hello. If you've got questions about going independent, like I'm totally happy to answer that. Even if you don't join Launch Academy, that's not what I'm about. I'm really about giving lots of free information and, being supportive and helping you get those wheels into motion. But, basically the reason why I created the whole program, the course, was to kind of fast track people and to help people move past the I'll do it next week or I'll do it next month or I'll do it later on this year to I'm going to do this now. And by purchasing this and putting a small investment up front, it tends to sort of encourage people to get started and to actually start taking action and learning and doing things to start building their own teaching business. So that's really what this is all about. And I welcome your questions. Oh, we got Ohio in here as well. Cool. Very good. Good to see you guys. I am, just a little update on my teaching. I am teaching way more on the weekends now. A lot of my students are in middle school and couldn't take classes during the week. So I've shifted a lot of classes to the weekend, which I didn't really want to do, but I kind of went with the trend of what was happening with some of my students. And I'm kind of enjoying it. I guess it does free up my evenings because I live in Thailand. And, so that's kind of a nice side of it as well. And Mary, good to see you as always in Canada. Awesome. So, okay, what I want to do is screen share. Okay, but before I do that, I'll just say that the discount for launch, is because, but BCUZ. So I'm going to put that in the chat right now. And you can go there now or afterwards. The code to use at checkout is BCUZ. All right, that'll give you $60 off of the program and access immediately to everything. But what we're going to do is we're going to screen share here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over here and I'm going to do one of these fancy little things in StreamYard where I put myself in the corner. Okay, so when you join Launch Academy, it's really a trifecta of things. It is a course, all right? It's the Launch 2.0 course that I'm calling it because I'm no longer focused on the Chinese market, but I'm focused on teaching you how to build a business globally. So how to create a funnel that lets you bring in new leads and convert them into clients. And so that's what a lot of this is about, as well as teaching you about marketing and things like that. So you'll get access to, and I'm going to just let you view here. So you'll get access to the actual course, which is an 8-module course. And I believe there's around 42 lessons in the course. We go through Launch Pad, which is getting started, building your teacher brand, making decisions. And actually, to be honest with you, module 3, this module right here, which is about these 5 things, was really the core of the very first time I ever did launch. You want to call it launch 1.0 or launch whatever version 0. This was basically the entire course. It was getting you to make decisions because a lot of us had students waiting. And so it was like, okay, let's get started. But now, as you can see, it's like multiplied by 8. I teach you my scrappy blueprint. If you're really averse to social media, we get things set up with your business platform to do email marketing. I teach you all about that inside of here. And then the big module, module 6, is marketing magic, which I teach you about social media, right? And then the teaching funnel. So how to actually nurture and use a lead magnet and a landing page to bring in people into your business so that you can let people know about your classes. And then we have a very long module here, but just one lesson on scaling for success. And then the great thing is you also get these 2 bonuses, marketing on Xiaohongshu and scaling solo. So in addition to that, you're also going to get the digital product course, which is just a side course that I made, I would say probably a year, maybe a year and a half ago, I think. And that course is all about just creating a digital product. So we go through deciding on a digital product, creating one, the sales page, and then some tutorials. It's just 4 lessons, but that's completely for free, included in your access to Launch Academy. Launch Academy is 6 months. So we put the pressure on. We believe that, in 6 months, that's enough time to go through everything, to implement and get support. But we want you to be serious about it and to work through things. The other great part of Launch Academy is the community part. So where you can make introductions and meet other people that are inside. You can have discussions as well. I also host a monthly call, which you'll find in live coaching calls. And you'll see here under events as well. Basically, it's the same kind of thing, where you will see the upcoming call in October. So we do these once a month. And it's a chance for you to come and ask questions and to learn about, what other people are doing and get support and those kinds of things. And you'll get the replay as well if you can't join those. I believe that the replays are under, this section here, coaching call replays, where you will get to see past months and you'll get access to everything once you join. And you can, these are always kind of fun because you get to see lots of people asking questions from past calls and the support that I was giving to them, because everyone's teaching business is different, right? And everyone's teaching different things. And so those are really great to go through as well. So everything is hosted in Circle right now. You get the course, you get the community, and the live calls. And as I said, let's just see here. I'm running the promo at the moment. So let me just back out of here. Ta-da! Okay. So if there's any questions about that, feel free to ask. But, I do want to say, if building your own business is something that you've been wanting to do, don't hesitate. I promise you, that's my promise, that I'll be there for you to support you, answer your questions. And it's really a roadmap from A to Z, trying to expedite you there faster, because I know when we want to do something, it can be difficult to, number one, get started, and number two, keep momentum going. And so these 6 months is really about starting, building momentum, learning everything you can from me and from others, and implementing. And, that will sort of really springboard you beyond launch to be able to continue to grow and to refine, the things that you're doing in your business. So what I'd like you to do is go to that link. It's going to take you to this page here, which is going to teach you it's basically a sales page showing you everything inside of Launch so that you can make a decision. I'm just giving you a kind of a sneak peek here, but it will help you to answer questions. It'll show you exactly what is given inside, so the bonuses, the monthly calls, and a little bit about me. I also give you a detail about each of the 8 modules so that you know what's inside the course. This is really the core of the program with the 40 plus lessons for you to go through self-paced at your own pacing, at your own time. So I'm not going to say you have to complete module 1 this week, things like that. You can jump around. You can see what other students have said, watch videos, and then you go down here to the checkout form, and it's a little bit hidden, but if you click here where it says coupon code and you put in BCUZ, it's going to take the discount off of the full pay. All right, so it's full pay, $237 over a one-time payment will give you that discount of $60 off. This is the cheapest it's ever been sold for. Normally it's $297, or it's a little bit cheaper if you watch my free class, but then you only have 2 days to actually get the discount. But this is, and it's only for those that go through the class. But this is now for anybody today only until midnight tonight Eastern time to use this coupon code. And if you've got any problems with the purchase, just reach out to me, and I'm pretty flexible. We can figure something out and help you get in. I've got some FAQs down here, and that is it, really. Basically, a 6-month program to get off the hamster wheel grind and make an impact while charging what you're worth. It's going to help you to launch and scale an independent teaching business so that you can stop working for low-paying companies and start making money with your own students. Now, I don't say that you need to stop working for companies entirely. In fact, I have a lot of students who continue to work with companies while they build this. And some even have their own students, maybe a handful, and they've still got, their hours with a platform or with a company. But the idea is that you can slowly transition out of that as you implement my strategies, as you build your business. Hopefully you can work less hours for a company and more hours for yourself, which in the end is actually less, because you can make a lot more, sometimes 2 or 3 times what some of the platforms are paying, if not more, depending on the niche that you're in. And speaking about niche, we talk about, how to really get focused and figure out who you're teaching and how you're speaking to them, and how to get your classes in front of them. Hey, hello from Philippines. Good to see you. Hello, David. Always a pleasure to see you too. Any discounts for current participants? No, this is just a flash sale for the weekend. But actually, if you've joined, you've probably already gotten. If you joined after the free class, there was a discount then. But this offers for anyone who has not joined, who would like to jump in and start learning and building their business. So any other questions about that? And I'll just remind you again that the link is also in the description of the video, but it is here we go, courses.onlineteacherdude.com/launch academy program. And again, that discount is BCU. Can't speak today. BCUZ. If you've got any questions about going independent, I'll hang out for a couple more minutes and answer anything that I can. Also, if you've ever wanted to share your online teaching journey, I'm always looking for interviewees on the channel. So please reach out, shoot me an email. If you're not camera shy, it's really not scary, actually, to come on and chat about your online teaching. That would be super fun. I've interviewed, probably 100 teachers on the channel over the last few years, and it's been a real pleasure to hear how other people are doing things. And I think that what people tell me is that they get the most out of those interviews because they see the struggles and how people overcame things and how people are finding success, in different ways with online teaching. I've got my TV on there with some very slowly repeating thing that the cat is enjoying. Let's see if there we go. Now it's not fun anymore, right? Okay. Let's see. All right, you guys are quiet. So if you've got anything you want to chat about, let me know. Otherwise, I will be back next Monday. By the way, even with companies, I've got links below. A lot of people ask me, what company should I apply to? I am focused more on helping teachers build their business, but I understand that companies is definitely something that people still look to when they're starting. But if you go to onlineteacherdude.com and click the teach button at the top of the site, it will show you the companies that I'm pretty confident are hiring right now, and links to apply inside of there. I know that they don't always accept everyone, and I feel sorry about that. There's nothing I can do. I don't work for them, and I don't certainly have anything to do with their policies. But they're out there anyway. It's becoming harder and harder to find good paying companies. So if you work for a good paying company, let me know. I'm always interested in, companies that pay more than $15 to $20 an hour. And, if you've got any that you know of or work for, please reach out to me. If you'd like to share about them on the channel, more than welcome to as well. Okay, Victoria, I know you mentioned in your previous post it takes a while to obtain students. In your opinion, what is a realistic time frame? Yeah, good question, Victoria. I would say, if you really, it depends on how much time you want to put into it, but you can get a student just by reaching out to like your network and just maybe sharing locally or within your own social media. You could get one like really quickly, right? If you're building up a social media brand and you really are going for creating content and getting in front of the eyes of your ideal student, that can take longer, several months, if not more. But I teach you a lot of other methods inside of the program to be able to do that without social media. But it certainly can take, it can take time. But so I never recommend that you just stop working for something that's bringing you consistent income, because first of all, social media is a long game. Building a business is a long game. There's no shortcuts to it. But yes, you can get a student quickly if you know exactly who you're wanting to teach, where they might be hanging out online, and how to get the right content in front of them. That's really what I teach you about inside the program. Is it best to get teaching experience before going into the solo business? I have a CELTA, but haven't actually taught. The one, well, it's hard to say, because I mean, my initial answer would be, yeah, I think you should get some experience. But how do we get experience? Most of the time it's from actually teaching, right? So is your question more about, should you get experience working with a company before going solo? Sure, I think that's a great idea. I think it's great to look at the marketplaces, especially where you can list your classes and see what other teachers are doing and how they're successful. There's nothing wrong with working with a company. You're not going to get their students necessarily as your own, but you will, especially if you've got no idea what you're doing and no idea who you want to teach and what your niche target audience is. Sure. A lot of the companies are just using Chinese students or Chinese kids, especially the ones that pay at least somewhat decently. And so if that's not who you want to teach, then I wouldn't say spend too much time there, right? But you could also just go straight into it, if you wanted to. Good question, though. Not a super clear answer from me, but hopefully, it really depends. It really, really depends. I think you can certainly do it, but it depends on your comfort level, and if you're rearing to go for it. But if you feel like you need some experience first, maybe get on with a company for a little while, and then really, I like to think of it as two buckets, right? Your A bucket and your B bucket. If your A bucket is your consistent income bucket, your B bucket is your passion project, what you want to ideally do eventually, but you would, not want to give this one up and expect this one to replace it right away. So having both is really, really great. Great answer. Teachers must always be prepared to be unprepared. Yes, absolutely. So I see we've got a handful of people that just jumped on. Watch the replay to get a more sneak peek into Launch Academy. Go to the link below or in the chat and use the code BCUZ just because I wanted to put this out there for everyone in the community, not just those that are that watch the free class that I have, to be able to join at a good price. And I think it's pretty fair and gives you really great support and great access to a roadmap to help you to go independent. You're welcome, the one. Good name. All right, guys, I like to keep these short and sweet, so we're almost at the half-hour mark. Thank you for joining. Once again, check out the sales page. If you've got any questions, I'm closing that discount down at noon or midnight, 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, today, Monday, September the 15th. So thank you again for being here. Thanks for joining. Always fun to see familiar names in the chat and to hang out with you for a little bit. Thanks for watching, and I will see you